The fact of the matter is that in waging a scorched earth, no-holds-barred war of resistance against this administration, it is the left that is engaged in the systematic shredding of norms and undermining the rule of law. This highlights a basic disadvantage that conservatives have had in contesting the political issues of the day. It goes back to the beginning of the Republic. It was adverted to by that old curmudgeonly federalist, Fisher Ames, in several of his essays during the early Republic, and I paraphrase. In any age, the so-called progressives treat politics as a religion. Their holy mission is to use the coercive power of the state to remake man and society in their own image according to an abstract ideal of perfection. Whatever means they use are therefore justified because, by definition, they are virtuous people pursuing a deific end. They are willing to use any means necessary to gain momentary advantage in achieving their end, regardless of the collateral consequences and the systemic implications. They never ask whether the action they take could be justified as a general rule of conduct equally applicable to all sides. What would we think if the shoe were on the other foot? And yet we hear them irresponsibly tabling proposals to do away with the Electoral College or to pack the courts. Who's shredding constitutional norms? Conservatives, on the other hand, do not seek an earthly paradise. We are interested in preserving over the long run the proper balance of freedom and order necessary for the healthy development of natural civil society and individual human flourishing. And this means that we naturally test the propriety and wisdom of action under a rule of law standard. The essence of that standard is to ask what the overall impact on society over the long, what will be the impact on society over the long run if the action we are taking or the principle we are applying in a given circumstance was universalized. That is, would it be good for society as a whole over the long run if this was done in all like circumstances? That's what rule of law is about, and that is inherent in the conservative project.
A new habitat has appeared, entirely designed and constructed by one species for its own purpose. These crevices contain the highest density of lizards in the world. And to early visitors, this new world was already home to First Nations people.
My husband Bruce is now in here. You want a beer?
I would argue that they're missing the forest for the trees.
A young brain searches for understanding in slow stages, working out what things are and how they work.
And semantically correct.
But no sign of the national emergency.
Out comes the tiny, underdeveloped little worm.
Pretty tranquil down here.
We got to do what we can. We always have.
This is a male, and life here suits him well. This extraordinary creature is half blind, half deaf, and this is just about as fast as it can move.
I've been talking so much.
You might think that this is some kind of circus trick for which she's been specially trained, but not so. She is doing this entirely on her own initiative. She's seen others doing it, and she's copying.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far.
This male has gigantic testes, the largest in the world. They weigh a ton and produce gallons of sperm.
You know, it's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton,